Hi, Afshan, Daphne here. Thank you for your great email. I've tried to answer some of your questions in my reply, and I've also forwarded some of it on to Ben, so he can answer you about remark. Okay. Um, Now, you made me laugh saying, "Can you have another question?" I mean, I've answered that in my email, but basically, I think the whole important thing is to answer questions that you don't like, because in the exam you can't say, "Sorry, I don't like that question." There are a lot of questions about children and education. There are a lot of questions about governments and government spending. There's a lot of kind of business type questions. Um, all the questions we use are previous IELTS questions, so I think it's a bit dangerous to change them. Anyway, I replied to that in my email. So many governments in the world spend large amounts of money on art, which helps to develop quality in people's lives. However, governments should spend art on other things. Do you agree or disagree? Give your opinion. Let's look at this carefully. So, some people spend money on art. Now, it's not just a picture, it means cinema, I mean, like museums, anything cultural, really, is you could take that to mean. So, I think that's quite useful. You could use that quite broad. Develop quality. I mean, yes, arguably, it's better than working all the time. But should they spend money on other things? Immediately, I'm thinking hospitals, schools, sports facilities, that sort of thing. So it's making a big statement. Watch out for this word should. Doesn't mean they do, it means like should they. So here you're going into your start. Various government bodies across the world are investing taxpayers' money in art and craft. Okay, I don't know if it means actually craft, but all right. Where and now what you've done here, you've only got one side of the argument. So as soon as you go into whereas, that's the other opinion, if you know what I mean. This is what you're doing is giving me a fact here, which is fine, and then you're giving me the however. You need to be saying that some people think it's good, yeah, and then some people think it's bad. So when you use whereas, we need two sides. It needs to balance. So you're not balancing it. So what you should be doing is uh, while no, various bodies across the world are investing taxpayers' money in art and craft, which, although for many citizens is a uh, valuable um, way to the valuable use of resources. Yeah, others consider. Yeah, okay, yeah. So which, although for many citizens, some consider this money should be utilised for other people. So whereas is giving me a contrasting idea. I want to try and put whereas in there. No, I know. You can do. Sorry, I'm just trying to work this out because it's a great sentence, but it's super complicated. Okay, I don't think. Um, let's take out which. So get rid of that. So we can go. Now we can do it. Although for many citizens this is a valuable, so this is spending money, is a valuable use of resources, whereas some consider this money should be utilised for accompanying other tasks. So do you see what I mean? I'm not saying that's quite perfect, I'll work it out. But you need to balance it. So doesn't quite work with the whereas. So ideally, I would take out whereas, I would just leave it. I put in although. So various bodies across the world are investing taxpayers' money in art and craft. Although for many citizens this is a valuable use of resources, some consider this money should be utilised for accomplishing other tasks. Okay, that works. Or you could put whereas some consider this money should be used for others believe it's a valuable use of resources. Okay, start with whereas and just change it around like that. Sorry, honestly. In my opinion, although funding cultural endeavours could improve the lives of people, I believe that governments should allocate resources to establish health centres and other, yeah, public investments, public investment projects, public health projects, or something like that. So nice intro. Sorry about this confusion, but where you need to balance whereas is what I'm saying, and you've only got one half of it. You haven't got the balance. On the one hand, investing in the field of art brings economic prosperity to a nation. To a nation. And then join this together. Don't stop. Since a country which has an enormous number of monuments, sculptures, and museums, good use of three there, attracts tourists from all over the world. Careful on small mistakes. You will lose marks on small mistakes if you keep on doing them. A country which has an enormous number of monuments attracts. So country, singular, attracts, singular verb. Be careful, that must match up. Consequently, increasing financial resources for a country, and this flow of money could be utilised for eradicating, could otherwise, so give the alternative, be utilised for education, improving infrastructure for rural areas. Good. For example, lives of people of Nebraska changed significantly after the establishment of the Newcastle Museum, as the US government raised the salaries of labourers of this region. Okay, connect that for me. How did the museum raise the salary of the workers? I'm going to put some question marks in here because to me, okay, fine, but what's the connection between the museum and the salary? Therefore, art can be an excellent source of money, which could upgrade the lives of people. Okay, I think that's sort of okay. I'm just not sure about that line. Yeah, you need to kind of connect that for me. Okay. Otherwise, very nice paragraph. Great language here. Look, let's go through it. Investing in, so participle clause. Since you're using that correctly, three nouns in here. Consequently increasing. Nice. Could be utilised. Modal verb. This is all correct structure going through here. Therefore can be seen. Your vocab's brilliant as well. And I've got no problems with this. I can't understand. If you did this in the exam, what happened? On the other hand, governments should provide frequent funding. Frequent? I would say constant, reliable funding. I wouldn't use frequent. Frequent is like not enough almost. Constant, reliable funding for enhancing healthcare facilities. If you're having it's specific. The healthcare facilities of its region. Okay, if it's non-specific, you don't need to have the. Okay, this is because with the exponential increase in pollution, stressful life, and lifestyles and unhealthy dietary habits, people have become prone to lung disease. Good, lovely nouns. You've absolutely got that brilliantly, which creates a need for raising the number of health clubs and medical facilities. Don't need that. Medical facilities, which may be lacking, or which there may be a shortage of. If, for instance, the Canadian government, be careful with your use of articles, the Canadian government had not opened 6 new chains of LA fitness gyms and Ames hospitals, it would not have been possible to accommodate hundreds of people suffering from medical ailments. Lovely conditional sentence. Fantastic. Therefore, I strongly believe it's more essential for governments to spend money on saving lives of people and their health than funding a modern art exhibition. Okay, link this back to the question. Keep on task. You are, but show me that you are. This here, okay, I think maybe you haven't quite understood the thing about people's lives. So it's not really this thing about money necessarily. What it's talking about this is, I work all day. So at the weekend, maybe I want to go to a museum just to be able to relax and be able to distract myself from my worries at work. I want to be able to educate my children, not just work all the time. I want to show them the history of paintings, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Because you talk about monuments, but you're not telling me the benefits of visiting those monuments. I think you need a little bit more on that, maybe. In conclusion, even though governments are, either the government is or governments are spending money on arts which could be potentially benefiting for people, I personally believe don't use that. No. I personally believe they should invest in increasing the life expectancy of people. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Benefiting for people by providing them with a distraction from their everyday anxieties and cultural education. Somewhere you need this to tell me the benefits of the investment in the arts. Okay, so I think that is pretty important there. Okay, so Afshan, you're writing really well. I mean, you know, I understand your frustration. You're writing really well. I'm picking up a few things, so I'm just again keep on talking about developing. So really think about why I'm putting this in here, and think if you can do that as well. You've got great work here. I love how you're now adding these words here, which makes such a difference. And giving me a list, excellent, really important. That works really well. Be very careful on grammar. I'm picking up grammar mistakes and things like noun and verb not agreeing. You will lose a lot of marks for that because at IELTS level you're expected to get that right. Okay, really watch your noun verb agreement and articles as well. Okay, but good on that task too. So task 1, here's the question. You recently bought a new computer. It didn't work. Let me just put the question in. If you can put the questions in for me, that's really helpful because I have not got them right at my fingertips, this bunch of questions. Oops, yes, sir. So I'm writing to express my dissatisfaction regarding the technical advice that I recently purchased from your show. Good. It's a Samsung computer which works efficiently for 1 week. However, after that, you need another comma. The screen suddenly turned black, as if some virus had been introduced into the system, and then it stopped working. Good. Maybe you could say, having switched it off. Oops. Yeah. Later on, I tried to turn it on, but I failed. Okay. So having switched it off is a nice grammar structure. Having switched it off, later on I tried to turn it on, but I failed. Okay, so nice, just adding in some fancy grammar there, but otherwise perfect. Therefore, in order to resolve this issue, I called your customer care. I had to wait 20 minutes until one of your workers assisted me. Unfortunately, workers, maybe employees. The workers is literally the people working on the shop floor, so maybe you want higher level than that. Okay. Good. Unfortunately, he informed me. He advised me. So he advised me to contact you for this problem, and I was extremely disappointed with that response. Good. I would like you to send a technician to my flat to look into the matter as soon as possible. However, if you cannot, not could not, we need cannot here, repair this computer, I would suggest. Okay. I suggest is quite polite. I demand that. Initiate a full refund. Go strong here. I hope to receive employment. Yep. Thank you for your consideration. Yours faithfully. Okay. I mean, this is great. It's absolutely great. You know, you write in a very natural way. You write in a very fluent way. You write in a very stylish way as well. You've got that one absolutely right. Remember we were talking about the register? Really good. Absolutely got that really well. Okay, so I'm with you. I'm on your side. Yeah, let's do this. All right, well done.